Good morning. Happy Brain Talk Tuesday. This is Danielle. I'm an LCSW and Doctor of Clinical Psychology student. And just to give you guys a little background, I've been using essential oils over 20 years, and I started implementing them into my mental health practice about 6, 7 years ago. And it was incredible, the changes I was seeing. And so it really let me understand that essential oils are a viable mechanism to interact in the brain. So then I started researching and studying it in my doctorate, which I'm finishing this next year. And I do research, and it's clinical psychology, but I do research on how different essential oils can interact with different emotions and mood and things like that within our brain. So today I'm going to talk about Yarrow Palm and how it interacts in the body and the brain. There's a lot of great research out there. I'm really excited about this essential oil because it's the first oil, like as a whole comprise, because it's a mixture of yarrow root and pomegranate seed oil, and it has like the most benefits, of why I'm calling it the Fountain of Youth oil, and I'm going to explain to you why. So I have really enjoyed using this and I've noticed a big difference. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. As you're joining, I see there's a lot of people on the live. Please say hello. Tell me where you're from. Hi, Frank. I see you. And tell me also what you're doing, how you're using Yarrow Palm, if you already are, and what you've noticed. What are some of the changes you have noticed? So I wanted to start with that, so you can please type those in as we're going. The next thing I always ask when someone's watching this is if somebody can be a scribe for me, so a commenter, and comment the key points that I give. And at the last of the video, I like everybody to tell me what was the one thing that really stood out to them that they learned that was like an aha moment for them. Because again, we hear so much information, and the way our brain works is just having all this different stimuli. So that's why I like someone typing it in. And then when someone shares their aha moment, it helps someone else to have it remember in the brain as well. So that's how I do my Brain Talk Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can also tag people in this and share this. This is a good time before I jump into, all of the heavy stuff on the oil that I'm excited to share, is to get other people, understanding how to use this oil. Why I love talking about oils and sharing essential oils is because they work. I love being able to provide natural solutions for people. And I saw my kiddos in my practice get the most amazing changes from me just diffusing an essential oil and how it interacted on their immediately on a teenager's mood. I mean, you can't fabricate that. And that's what made me go, oh my goodness, if every mom of a teenager could have this, or every person can use this in their daily life when they're managing, emotions and stress, it would just be a happier place on this planet. So that's why I do what I do, and that's why I love when you're able to share this information as well. All right, so let me get started. I'm joining you here from San Diego, California, and like I said, I'm a mental health clinician and finishing my doctorate. So I'm going to get started. Like I said, I called this oil, Yarrow Palm, the Fountain of Youth oil, because after I read it all, I'm like, I think we can just call it the Fountain of Youth. And I call it my natural Botox. I'm actually really impressed what it's been able to do on my own face. So first of all, I'm going to go into yarrow root. Yarrow, it has beta-carotene, constituent in it, which is a compound that's in copaiba. So it's really high in copaiba. Again, so beta-carotene is great for calming anxious emotions. It's also great for regulating inflammation, and it's good for regulating any pain response in the body. So that's beta-carotene is in yarrow root. The other thing is yarrow is high in shemazoline, which shemazoline is what makes it blue. So when you get this, I'll put some on my hand, you guys. You'll notice, okay, Yarrow Palm. It's really thick, which is kind of cool because of the pomegranate seed oil. And look how blue it is. It is totally blue. And shemazoline is what makes it blue. And when I'm going to put it right here because this is where I like my Fountain of Youth to happen, where I've been in the sun for many years here at the beach in San Diego. So it just rubs right in. It's so soft. I love it. And it's not oily, like my hands don't have an oily residue, but it's just soft. I can't even describe how soft it is. So anyway, this oil, the shemazoline, if you think of like, what are some fruits that are high in antioxidants that we always hear about? Blueberries, right? high in antioxidant. It's that blue, it's that chemazoline. And so I'm going to take a minute to talk about antioxidants, because we're just like, oh yeah, we know that's good for us, right? Cool. Well, what does that mean? So I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what it means to have high antioxidant activity. So chemazoline is higher in antioxidant activity, even more than vitamin C and E. So let me explain what antioxidant is. So when we have inflammation or other toxic chemicals that get into our brain, right, or in our body, I'm going to talk mostly on the brain, but it's true for the body. They cause cellular destruction. So I'm just looking at my notes here. This then activates chemical pathways that increase free radicals. Okay, free radical production creates oxidative stress, which really means it's a gradual corrosion of tissue. Okay, let me just make that statement again. Someone, if you can type this in, would really appreciate that. So what it is free radical production, right, from toxins or inflammation. They create oxidative stress, which means it creates a gradual corrosion on all of our tissues. So if it gets in our brain, we're just having gradual corrosions, it's like an internal cerebral rust, okay, rust of the body. So happens because the O, okay, is not paired with another oxygen molecule, which would be O2. So when the O becomes separate, those molecules have lost an electron, and they start to steal electrons from other tissue, which is why you start getting free radical, you get corrosion. And these electrons, which then they'll even cause more inflammation. So nutrients, like I said, such as vitamin A, C, and E, why those are important to take and why chemazoline helps is they donate an electron. So it can stop causing havoc and being like, I need to pull from you, I need to pull from you, and I'm just going to start corroding things. Does that make sense? I think this, I read this from a book that I was reading on the brain, and it just made the most sense to me of how free radicals and what we talk about with why it's so important to have something high in antioxidants. So that is how they prevent damages. Again, electrons donate this free radical from vitamin A, C, E, or chemazoline. So when I say this is high in antioxidants because of that chemazoline in blue, it's a serious thing, and it's a really good process for the body. So let's go into some more benefits of Yarrow. And as you're joining live or recorded, definitely please type in again how you're using this essential oil and what you're noticing. Because just because there's some stuff that's researched, it doesn't mean that's the only thing that it helps. And it's also sometimes nice to hear a story of how, it's good for blood circulation. Well, let's hear how has that helped you. Okay, so Yarrow is also a metabolism regulator. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but it's very good for weight loss because of that metabolism regulator. It's an inflammation regulator. It's a memory stabilizer. That was actually the word they used in research, that it was a memory stabilizer. So in this research article, they were doing something to the mice to disrupt their memory. And they were seeing if they destroyed memory cells, what they could do to, if this yarrow root would help. And it did, it stabilized that memory. So kind of cool. It's also, this was kind of interesting, it's good for pancreatic cell health. So take that into consideration. It aids in apoptosis of the cells. So apoptosis is the natural healthy process of cells. If they're unhealthy, they're supposed to just die. And so if they haven't done that and they don't create apoptosis, then they stay in the body and can cause some pretty big bad havoc. So it aids in apoptosis, aids those cells to just do what it's supposed to do. The next thing it says, the next thing I have on here is pomegranate seed oil. So we're going to talk, so I just talked a little bit about yarrow individually. Now let's talk about pomegranate, and then you're going to see why they were combined. So pomegranate seed oil deeply hydrates the body and the tissue, okay? So skin, all that kind of stuff, it deeply hydrates it because it has this fatty acid in it called punic acid. When this punic acid just is such, that's why I was saying it's silky. Like it doesn't feel oily like coconut oil. Like when you put regular coconut oil, it feels like silky. When I put it on it feels like I have like a drop of silk. It's incredible. And it regulates, this punic acid also helps regulate inflammation, antioxidant activity. So again, you've got yarrow and pomegranate both high in regulating that corrosion, right? That antioxidant activity. Okay, another thing is it causes, all of this process also causes it to have extreme, I love this, anti-aging properties, right? Because it boosts collagen production and it helps the skin have a more youthful look because, again, it's boosting collagen and hydrating deep body tissue. I think that's amazing, right? So another thing about pomegranate seed oil that you need to know, which is really important, is that it is estrogenic. So if you use it internally, especially for women, you want to pay attention on mood or anything that might be setting your estrogen off. And if it does, then I would recommend you put it on the bottom of the foot, on the big toe, which is the brain point, and then it won't be so strong on your estrogen. I did notice a difference. In fact, I noticed a little bit more irritability from the estrogen, so I stopped doing it internally and I just do it externally. It's great. So just be aware that that is a possibility. Okay. For a lot of people, it's actually going to help regulate their estrogen, and it's going to be amazing to help those hormones regulate. So you just see where what your body needs. Okay, so combination-wise, when you get these two together, one of the most amazing things is they're super healthy for the blood. They're like a blood cleanser. They're also help with circulation of the blood. Again, your health of your blood is everything. It's where all of your cells, you know, live and your nutrients are carried. So I thought that was really amazing. It also is, what did I write here? Metabolic and digestive functions, heart health, cellular health, reduce stress in brain tissue to help you think more clearly and maintain your memory, right? Blood pressure and healthy cholesterol and heart tissue are some of the main things that people are noticing. And so what I want to see is what you guys are noticing. I would love to hear also what was your big aha moment or takeaway from this, from learning about Yarrow Pom, because again, your insights help all of us. So for me, I've been doing, I'm going to tell you my protocols. I've been doing 1 drop on my face for about, I'd say about a month now, every single morning after I wash my face with this Virage cleanser. And then I do my Immortelle serum, which I've always done that. And then after the serum, I'll do the Yarrow Pom, and I'll put it around my areas right here and here. And I swear within 3 days, I noticed, I felt like it looked like I got Botox. I was like, this is the best Botox ever, because I don't do Botox. And my whole area right here just looked like it was hydrated and just like more youthful, which if you think about it, that's what it says it does. It's hydrating your skin, and it's silky. It helps the collagen. So I felt like it's a natural Botox. And that's what I feel like it's done on my skin. In this last month, my skin feels like, my face feels like it looks way better than it ever has. And I've been putting it here as well. The other place that I'm really putting it that I'm noticing is, so my surgery I had last year on my abdomen, I had to have some unhealthy female organs removed. And they had to do a scar, right, an incision from the lower part of my abdomen all the way up above my belly button. And then that scar also keloided. So if you guys know what keloid, it's like a very hard tissue, very hard. I didn't know what keloid was until I had the surgery, but it's this tissue that got so hard, and it's like irritated from pants and all that kind of stuff. And nothing's really been helping it too much. I've been putting this on it. That whole keloid has been so much softer. It's like this really rough piece of skin that now is super soft. It's not as puffed up and irritated. It seems like it's going down, and I'm sure it'll probably go away with this, but so far it's just been really softening it and lessening the inflammation around that keloided scar. So it's been incredible. Some other amazing stories I've heard is just people that because of the metabolism and the hormone regulation that Yarrow Pom does, they've lost like 15 to 20 pounds. I've actually had several people tell me they've lost a lot of weight just from doing Yarrow Pom. So again, if you're going to do it internally, pay attention to the hormones, and if it is a little too much for your hormones, then put it on the bottom of the big toe. And I would love to hear some of your other stories that are going for you. But what I recommend is a daily, I put it on my skin, on my face, and then on my hands, because that's always where it shows your age. And my birthday's coming up next Tuesday, actually. So I still want to look 29. And I'm putting it on my scar. And then again, I'm noticing a huge difference. just on the external, let alone the internal round as well. So you guys, I would love to hear your stories, and thank you so much for being on with me with the Brain Talk Tuesday. I always promise to keep these about 20 minutes long and just give you just heavy bits of information. Please share with me some of your highlights that you have gotten. I'm trying to scroll through these so I can see some of your questions here. Amanda asked if it helps with thyroid. I haven't seen any research on that. However, because of how it helps blood and antioxidant and the regulate inflammation, regulate metabolism, I can imagine it would be very helpful, but there's not something specific that says for thyroid, but I would highly recommend trying it because you could even put it topically over the thyroid area just to see how it works. It won't hurt, that's for sure. Let's see, Julie says that her daughter had hip surgery and from a post-accident and noticed that her scar is getting more irritated, and so she's going to try this. Awesome. Would love to hear your stories, and let us know, Julie, how it works out. And let's see, there's some other protocols you can do. In fact, there's one on a metabolism weight loss one. It's if you do Yarrow Palm. If you're going to do it internally, I've done it under the tongue. It tastes great. Doesn't taste weird or anything. You could also do a drop in a capsule with 2 drops of pink pepper, 2 drops of black pepper, and a drop of turmeric. You could do that in a capsule for a whole bunch of brain health, but also weight loss. Thank you, Claudia, for typing in things. Stretch marks, I would think if it's going to help with collagen, Michelle. Yeah, I have stretch marks from, I was what, 16, I had a growth spurt, and I have stretch marks all on my hips. I'm like, it wasn't even that bit much bigger of a size, and I have all these stretch marks since then. So you just reminded me I should definitely try it there as well. I would love to put it, another thing you can do is get like maybe the lotion, the doTERRA's unscented lotion, and put Yarrow Palm mixed in that, and then put that all over your body. That would be a really good lotion to have on you. So wonderful. Thanks, you guys. So great to be on with you. Love to hear your stories and love to hear your takeaways. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. It is my birthday next Tuesday, but I'll still be doing a brain talk. I'm excited to share some more of the new essential oils that I've been playing with you. So I think next week I am going to be doing, let me tell you right now so you can be ready for it. I think it's pink pepper, but I want to make sure I haven't done that one already, right? I forget because I've done so many. I think pink pepper. I can't find my notes on it. Here it is. Here's my notes. Okay. And wow, that took longer than I thought. Yes, pink pepper next week. All right, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week. Bye.